So Benfica knocked out Monaco today. It was a thrilling Champions League playoff second leg, with Benfica winning 4-3 on aggregate after a dramatic 3-3 draw on the night. The Portuguese side took an early lead through Kerem Aktürkoğlu, but Monaco responded well, equalizing through Takumi Minamino. The French side was the better team for much of the match and even took the lead twice in the second half, with goals from Elias Benseghir and George Elenikaina making it 3-3 on aggregate. However, Benfica capitalized on key moments, with Vangelis Pavlidis scoring a penalty to put them ahead again on aggregate. Then, in the 84th minute, Alvaro Carreras delivered a brilliant cross for Orkun Kokcu to flick home the decisive goal. Monaco had a penalty overturned in stoppage time, sealing their elimination. Benfica now advances to the next round, where they will face either Barcelona or Liverpool. So Feyenoord knocked out Milan today. The Dutch side pulled off a stunning result, drawing 1-1 at the San Siro to advance 2-1 on aggregate in their Champions League knockout tie. Feyenoord had a 1-0 lead from the first leg, but Milan wiped that out almost immediately when former Feyenoord striker Santiago Jimenez tapped home just 36 seconds into the match after a well-worked short corner routine. Milan dominated possession and created the better chances, but they were wasteful in front of goal, with Rafael Leao, Tijjani Reinders, João Felix, and Theo Hernandez all missing key opportunities. Their hopes took a major hit in the 51st minute when Hernandez received a second yellow card for simulation, leaving Milan with 10 men. Feyenoord capitalized on the advantage, and in the 73rd minute, substitute Julian Carranza headed home from a perfect Hugo Bueno cross to restore their aggregate lead. Feyenoord now advance to the round of 16, where they will face either Inter Milan or Arsenal. So Bayern broke Celtic hearts today. Celtic came agonizingly close to a historic Champions League upset, but Bayern Munich snatched a last-gasp equalizer to win 3-2 on aggregate and advance to the round of 16. The Scottish side took a surprise lead in the 63rd minute when former Bayern man Nicolas Gerrit-Kuhn pounced on a defensive mistake and slotted past Manuel Neuer. That goal put Celtic level on aggregate and had them dreaming of an upset. Bayern, however, piled on relentless pressure in the closing minutes. Kasper Schmeichel pulled off stunning saves, denying Leon Goretzka and Joshua Kimmich, while Celtic defended bravely. But in the 94th minute, Michael Olise whipped in a perfect cross, and after Goretzka's header was saved, Alphonso Davies bundled in the rebound to break Celtic hearts. It was a cruel ending for Brendan Rodgers' men, who had created several big chances throughout the match. However, Bayern's quality and persistence proved decisive, and they now move on to the next round. So Club Brugge knocked out Atalanta today. The Belgian side secured a spot in the Champions League round of 16 with a dominant first-half performance, drawing 3-3 on the night but advancing 5-3 on aggregate. Brugge stunned Atalanta early, with Cemstine Talbi scoring just 3 minutes in, and he doubled his tally in the 27th minute after capitalizing on a rebound. Ferran Jutgla then added a third before half-time with a brilliant long-range strike. Atalanta pulled one back immediately after the break through Ademola Lookman, but their hopes were dashed when he missed a penalty in the 61st minute and captain Rafael Toloi was sent off late in the game after a head loss. Club Brugge now awaits the next opponent in the round of 16. So PSG smashed Brest today? No, not literally, but after this 7-0 humiliation, it sure felt like it. This was less of a match and more of a public exposure, with Brest completely stripped of any dignity they arrived with. The opening goal set the tone as Fabian Ruiz split the defense wide open with a stunning pass, leaving Barcola to chop inside and slot home with ease. Then came Kvaratskhelia in the 39th minute, lurking at the back post to finish after Barcola's flick put the ball on a silver platter. Brest's defense was already sagging, but things got worse when Vitinha curled in a third after some slick build-up play, making it clear that PSG weren't just winning, they were putting on a show. Ramos decided to be generous in the 64th, rolling a pass to do for an easy tap-in, a goal that felt like Brest officially losing the will to resist. Then the full-backs joined the fun as Hakimi tormented his flank all night before serving up a gift for Mendes to bury, taking the score to 5-0. Ramos finally got his name on the scoresheet with a scruffy finish after some clever play from Kvaratskhelia and Du, proving that even PSG's mishits were finding the net. But the final blow was pure cruelty. Kvaratskhelia, now fully in playmaker mode, rolled the ball back for Mayulu to drive home from 12 yards, sealing a humiliating night for Brest. To their credit, they tried. Lise Melou hit the post, Chardonnay forced a save, and they even had a goal ruled out for offside, but it was like watching someone try to plug a sinking ship with a band-aid. PSG weren't just dominant, they were merciless, enjoying every second of this public dismantling. 7-0 on the night, 10-0 on aggregate, and a Champions League record for 7 different scorers in one game. Brest were left bare, exposed, and humiliated, while PSG sent a clear message to the rest of Europe: cover up, because Luis Enrique's side are coming to strip more teams down next. So Real Madrid outclassed Man City today, winning 3-1, 6-3 on aggregate, in a dominant display. It was the Mbappé show from start to finish, as the Frenchman tormented City's defense with a stunning hat-trick. The first goal came just 4 minutes in when Asensio played a brilliant ball over the top, catching Diaz off guard. Mbappé latched onto it and coolly lobbed Ederson from outside the box. His second goal, in the 33rd minute, saw him receive a clever pass from Rodrigo, chop inside past Guardiola, and fire a low shot into the bottom corner. Madrid continued to dominate, and in the 61st minute, Valverde set up Mbappé for his hat-trick. He cut inside onto his left foot and curled a superb strike past Ederson into the bottom corner. City struggled all night, but they pulled one back in stoppage time when Marmoush's free kick struck the bar, and Nico tapped in the rebound. Madrid could have won by even more, missing several great chances, but their superiority was never in doubt. With this commanding win, the Spanish Giants eliminate the English champions and march into the Champions League round of 16. So Dortmund knocked out Sporting today with a comfortable 0-0 draw, sealing their place in the Champions League round of 16 with a 3-0 aggregate win. Sporting never looked like mounting a comeback, barely creating chances and finishing with just one shot on target and a 0.34 xG. Without their star striker Gyökeres and suffering 2 early injuries, they struggled to test Dortmund's defense. Meanwhile, the home side, despite their control, were wasteful in front of goal. Guirassy missed a second-half penalty, firing too close to Silva, and Reina struck the post when it seemed easier to score. Chan also had a goal disallowed for offside. Dortmund's 2.0 xG reflected the dominance, but the poor finishing meant the game ended goalless. However, with their commanding first leg lead, it didn't matter, and the German side comfortably advanced to the next round. So PSV eliminated Juventus today in dramatic fashion. It was an intense match with plenty of action over 120 minutes, as PSV won 2-1 in normal time, leveling the aggregate score at 3-3 and forcing extra time. The first goal came in the 51st minute when Noah Lang produced a stunning solo run, dribbling past multiple Juve defenders before playing an incisive pass to Ivan Perisic, who struck a clinical finish into the far corner to put PSV ahead. Juventus responded in the 63rd minute with a stunning equaliser from Timothy Weah, who smashed a first-time shot into the bottom corner from outside the box, though it required a lengthy VAR check before being awarded. PSV reclaimed the lead in the 74th minute when Perisic cut the ball back to Luuk de Jong, whose poor first touch accidentally set up Ismail Saibari to fire home from close range, making it 2-1 and leveling the tie on aggregate. The match went into extra time, and in the 93rd minute, Ryan Flamingo became the hero for PSV, scoring the decisive goal after a deflected cross from Johan Bakayoko fell perfectly for him to tap in from close range, making it 3-1 on the night and 4-3 on aggregate. Juventus pushed hard for an equaliser, with Thuram, Vlahovic, and Gonzalez all having big chances, but PSV's defence held firm. Vlahovic came closest in the 105th minute when he slid into meet a cross, only to see his effort bounce off the post. Di Gregorio made several key saves to keep Juventus in the game, but it wasn't enough, as PSV held on to secure a famous victory. With Milan and Atalanta also crashing out earlier in the week, Inter is now the only Italian team left in the Champions League. Check out my YouTube for more content.